Greetings, everyone. This is Longnu. Welcome to Spiritual Truth. Today I'll be talking about Draconic Wicca and dragon magic. Now, a little personal story I would like to start with is that dragons have been a very big part of my life since I've been a child. And when I was young, I really didn't know what they were or what they were called. But they were always a part of my existence. They were always a part of my life. And they have shown themselves to me from time to time. And in the early days, I really didn't know what they were. I just thought they were other living entities, and maybe that they didn't really have a name of what they were. But dragons have always been very close with me and a part of my life, hence my channel name, Longnu, which means dragon girl. And so I've always felt like I've been dragon girl, and I've always felt this kind of close connection with dragons. And so now when I'm learning about Draconic Wicca and dragon magic, things are starting to come together, and I'm putting together the pieces of my life that's now making more sense to me, and I really, really feel connected with this spirituality. And so I want to share what I've gathered so far. I'm still doing current research on this subject, but I'll just share with you what I've gathered so far on the topic. And to me, it is so fascinating and just so real. And I think that dragons are such a part of human history, and such a part of Mother Earth that shouldn't be ignored, that should be completely acknowledged, their existence, and that we should honor and respect them. This is my belief. So we're going to begin with Draconic Wicca. And here is some information that I've gathered, and if I feel like it, I'll add in my own thoughts to this. So here it goes. Draconic Wicca is the utilization of the powers of the dragon alongside the god and the goddess. This branch of Wicca has been growing steadily and isn't that well known. So this is very, very interesting how they're kind of combining it with Wicca. I find that to be very fascinating. And just so those of you know who are viewing my videos here, I identify myself as a pagan because in the eyes of the Christian world, they would define me as a pagan. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that definition that I'm a pagan. So I definitely do feel close with a lot of the pagan foundational beliefs, even though that is so broad, because paganism is anything that is not the Abrahamic religions, any other spirituality. So I definitely identify with the non-Abrahamic religions, and I take certain truths and various aspects from different ones. So I pull out some truths from Buddhist texts, and I pull out some truths from Vedic texts, and some various truths among traditional Wicca and traditional pagan beliefs as well. Okay, so going to continue now. Draconic magic is a more advanced practice and is a practice that needs self-discipline and motivation. Dragons can be strict teachers. Now, it's important to note that what I'm reading, there's been multiple sources of this same information on the internet. So it's being kind of broadcast in various websites, but it's the same info. All right, introduction to Draconic Wicca. Draconic Wicca is a nature-based spiritual path that incorporates the principles of Wicca and the Draconic path. Just like any other pagan practice, you are free to implement it as it meets your needs. Wiccans who follow this branch of the religion work with various dragons in a similar way. Wiccans work with the god and the goddess. They deal with the unique personalities of the types of dragons they work with. In Draconic Wicca, the dragons are seen as deities. They may still practice the Wiccan sabbats, however, may focus more on dragon deities during those times. Each dragon has a unique personality depending on its type. They have no real hierarchy other than age, with the exception of the dragon. Draconic Wiccans may substitute the elements earth, fire, water, and air for elemental guardian dragons in their circle. Are Draconic Wicca and dragon magic the same thing? No, although they overlap quite a bit. Draconic Wiccans practice dragon magic within the aspect of Wicca. They are still on their spiritual or religious journey that involves deity worship. Witches of the Craft does a good deep dive into the aspect of Wicca and dragon worship. Dragon magic as a broad form of magic can be practiced by any pagan who wants to follow the dragon path. You work with dragons as allies, guardians, and teachers. DJ Conway's book available is an overview of dragons in pagan practice. It's called Dancing with Dragons. Dragon magic is very focused on balance, finding wisdom, and improving oneself. However, it is magic and not a spiritual journey per se. Persons walking a draconic path seek balance, and that means examining the harsh or dark side of who you are. We support you on whatever path you are on and want to provide information to help you along that path. What is the dragon? When you combine the aspect of the god and the goddess and all their powers, you get the concept of the dragon. It is invoked or evoked during sabbats and in times when great magic is needed. Invoking means to call into you the power of a specific dragon. It assumes himself or herself into your spiritual body. Evoking means to call forth the dragon to you, to join you in your magical endeavors. The background of dragons. In almost every culture, in many places throughout human history, there are stories of dragons that date from long ago. Dragons are part of the human experience. The coolest thing is that identical drawings of dragons were found all over the world amongst cultures that have never had any sort of contact. Dragons are big, strong, fast, and wise beings, often compared to look like lizards as told in various myths. They are fierce and would destroy anything and everything near them. Some can fly, some have multiple heads, some breathe fire and some ice. Amongst all their depictions, they share one and only one common thing, and that is being majestic. Dragon types in Draconic Wicca. There is a vast variety of different types of dragons. To cover them all is impossible in only one article, but here's a short list of the more prominent ones. Your personal dragon. Everyone who practices dragon magic has a personal dragon guide, or monte. Their energies are entwined with you. They may come to you via meditation, automatic writing, or dream work. Asking your dragon to assist you gives more power to your spells and rituals. The term Monte was coined by Conway above and not accepted by all. Some pagans on the dragon path refer to their personal dragon as similar to other spirit animals or guides. Asian dragons. We often think of the popular Chinese dragons when we ponder what dragons look like. Asian countries have a great variety of dragons that we can work with in different ways. Chaos and destruction dragons. The most unpredictable of the dragons, they shouldn't be mistaken for something evil, but they come from a place of negative power. Don't rush into working with these dragons, but as you advance on your dragon journey, they help you to identify negative aspects within yourself and to help you work on balance. Elemental dragons. The Draconic Wicca, In Draconic Wicca, these dragons represent the primal elements of fire, water, earth, and air. They are powerful and can be unpredictable. And then there's different words for the different elements. There's Fafnir, element of fire and the south. Grail, pronounced Grail, element of earth and the north. Nalian, element of water in the west. Saris, element of air in the east. Guardian dragons, little dragons about the size of a cat, playful and fascinated with music, really attached to you. Their purpose is to fend off unwanted energies from you and add their magic to your rituals. Guardian dragons are loyal and protective. They will guide and teach you. What do dragons look like? Now that we distinguish types of dragons, they are also divided into categories based on their appearance. Dragons have different sizes and body types. They may have scales like a reptile or feathers like a bird. Not all dragons have wings and fly. Amphiptere. Found in cultures throughout the world, the amphiptere is a hybrid between a snake and a bird. They have a snake-like appearance with no visible legs, but instead they have small wings where legs would be. These dragons often have the task of guarding the treasures of the world. Some have hypnotic eyes. Basilisk. The ancient Greek dragon, the basilisk, was made famous in Harry Potter 2. However, traditionally they are small dragons with bird-like feathers, are extremely venomous, and can kill with their eyes. They can be killed by cocks and weasels. Drake. The name means dragon in Old English, and we see much artwork of them from the Middle Ages. They look similar to lizards and have 4 limbs and occasionally wings. Those without wings are flightless and represent our dependence on the environment. Guivre. The typical dragons that you see in pop culture comes from medieval France. They had front and hind legs and a set of wings on their back. They were typically quite large, usually around 10 feet tall and up to 48 feet long. Hydra. Famous in Greek and Roman mythology, the Hydra has 2 to 5 necks and heads. Each time a head is cut off, another one grows in its place. They have poisonous breath and blood and are water serpents. The Hydra represents fertility, immorality, and rejuvenation. In Greek mythology, the second labor of Hercules was to kill the Hydra that lived in the Lerna swamp. Jormungandr, a Norse dragon and sea serpent referred to as the world serpent. He was said to be so long that he could circle the world in a bite his own tail. Wyverns, another dragon common in medieval writings, an aggressive dragon standing up to 30 feet in height. They have only 2 hind legs, and their wings are their second set of limbs. Wyvern. Similar to wyvern and a guivre, they have 4 legs, but their wings are more like hand-like claws, similar to a bat. Draconic Wicca and the Draconic Code. The reasons that Draconic Wicca is tied to the modern Wiccan religion of today is because of its similarities, but it is believed that this form of Draconic worship is far older. The Draconic tradition, similar to Wicca itself, has some codes of honor that are advised to be followed. We all know the famous do what thou wilt, harm none, from the Wiccan Rede. In Draconic Wicca, there is also a code of honor. The Draconic Code of Honor by Eidolon Moon from Foxmoon, creations of foxmoon.com. Your duty is always to yourself, your family, and your clan. In all that you do, consider the benefit or harm to yourself, your family, and your clan. Strive to be kind to others, or, should kindness prove impossible, strive to be just. Give your bond only after great consideration as to how it may affect the first bullet in the list. Pledge your friendship and assistance only to those who you deem worthy and honorable. Do not pass on anything you have not personally witnessed or verified. Law of the land should be obeyed whenever possible and within protection reasons aligned with the first bullet in the list. Never reveal the secrets entrusted to you by your family, your clan, your friends without permission. Offer forgiveness to those who are truly repentant of wrongs they committed against you, your family, your clan, or your friends. Have respect and honor for all dragons and the dragon. They will assist you in your endeavors if you show them honor and respect. Respect yourself as a child of the dragons. Have pride but not arrogance. Do your best in all things. Be gracious with self-praise without bragging, and self-forgiveness when warranted. Power does not come from authority but can be given. When your time in this life is done, return to the dragons and stand before them with pride, not arrogance. A life lived with dignity, respect, and honor are one to be prideful for. This is a summary of some of the important points from Eidolon Moon's writings. So, steps to Draconic Wicca. If you choose to walk the path of Draconic Wicca, proceed with caution, as it is a challenging and potentially upsetting path. You must be honestly ready to confront your fears and past traumas. Dragon followers embrace their dark side in order to become balanced, honorable, whole people. Alright, and Dragon Magic Altar. Altars are a personalized space to help us connect with the deities, whether they are humans or dragons. If you are new to using an altar, check out Altars, an introduction. Having the proper tools is essential to your altar. Ritual tools such as a thame, sword, candles, and bells or rattles. Dragons love the colors red and black. You may want to add dragon statues. In addition, dragons love shiny, sparkling things and are attracted to crystals. Some good crystals for dragon worship include rubies, obsidian, merlantine, serpentine, and fire agate. Dragons love egg shapes. Hard-boiled and deviled eggs make good food offerings. Egg-shaped crystals and stones will please them. Alright, I think I'm going to stop there. And then I have more information about dragon magic or Draconic Wicca. So I'm going to do a part 2 of this. And that's what's coming next. So thanks for listening.